Hello and welcome to 3Q. In this episode on the big data debate, I'm very excited to be talking to serial entrepreneur and biotech investor Oleg Teterin, who today I talk to from Moscow. Good morning, Oleg. How are you today?
Yeah, hi, I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Thanks for appearing on this episode of 3Q. My first question, and it'll be quite relevant to the investments that you make, is big data an opportunity investment? In other words, the companies that harvest big data make good investments?
Well, yeah, I think in 21st century, when we come to new technologies using artificial intelligence mostly, without big data, you cannot make any kind of relevant models with which you can calculate any kind of risks or recommendations, considering the healthcare, for example, as we do, or other kind of developments. So the essence of big data is that you can on the big amount of numbers to make a more personalized model for user or the company. Before that, the model was like using the general population information, like the exit polls. You know how they are made. You take like you ask like 2,000-3,000 people, and then you say, well, the Democratic Party won. We supposedly think so, but how they can decide on 2,000-3,000 people the answer for 100 millions population country, for instance. So big data by this way answers on that kind of challenges.
And that leads me into my second question. Now we are getting so good at collating and analyzing big data, do you think we can predict what's going to happen to world economies?
Yeah, like the previous question, of course, using that kind of amount of information, it's much easier to make more relevant forecasts for any kind of industry. Before that, you were like putting your finger in the air and saying, yeah, I think the wind goes left, or maybe it goes right. But now you can feel with where the wind gonna blow in the midstream. So I think the answer is positive.
Okay, and the final question is that the harvesting of big data on individuals, with or without the consent, do you think that might be regarded as a breach of privacy?
Well, I think that's the most important question in this discussion. Like we are doing the longevity technology using the big data and artificial intelligence, and we think that comparing to banking sensitive information, your biodata is more sensitive even, especially for high net worth individuals who are very concerned that their biodata samples could be used in some scam ways. So, but on the other hand, you personally cannot gain anything from securing your your personal data, banking data, right? Except saving your funds. But in the case of scientific and healthcare industry, you can win, because if you will disclose your data by which some models could be formulated, and your personal risks of development of severe diseases and recommendations how to avoid them, they can save your life. So if the company is going to disclose your information somehow, you can only win by this. Of course, there are methods of depersonalizing your personal profile, by which almost 95% how you call it value of that information could be gathered. By this, this information could be used for making better projections for the population among you, because like in medicine a few years ago, the method was to give information from general population to personal one, like we can measure on the Caucasians or on Chinese and tell that the people who lives in Ohio can suffer that kind of development of some kind of disease, but you never calculate the risk of genetic diseases or his behavioral or environmental cases. So this projection could be irrelevant. So the best for the Ohio guy is to get the researchers on the Ohio citizens which lived among him for the last 10 years, who ate the same food and drink the same water. So by this, we say it's not only from general to personal, and not even from personal, it's from personal to personal. So we can get relevant information about you on tracking your background, on tracking your current state of health and state of behavior and environment. Only by this we can calculate. So if we're gonna disclose with your consent this information about you, we can help you personally and the other people around you. Of course, without consent, it's illegal to use. And like in any kind of industry, the big companies never do like this. For example, today there is a medical database called Mimic, and they have disclosed depersonalized 36,000 medical profiles of people who were treated in intensive care. And we personally made an algorithm using artificial intelligence how to use this information to calculate the risks of development severe diseases in general population. But of course, it's not that accurate as it could be if we would have personalized data of that people, and then we can help more people.
Oleg, thank you very much for some very interesting insights. I do agree with you. The benefits of manipulating big data are very, very high, but of course we tread a fine line between privacy and the things we can get from it. But thank you very much indeed for appearing on 3Q. It was great to see you. Thank you.
Thank you. The pleasure is all mine.